So Superman, the Man of Steel, fights a new enemy so strong that even with the help of Supergirl, they are no match and on the losing end, with them fighting to their very last breath and their lives being in danger. Now of course this is AJ at the Hero Informer, and let's see what's happening. So initially starting off, we pick up at the Fortress of Solitude, where this particular story and crisis takes place in between the events of absolute power in the Battle of the Watchtower. And if you have no clue what absolute power is, well I've covered the entire series. I will leave a link down in the description and comments. But as we are here at the Fortress of Solitude, the new and rebuilt one, we then see the Phantom Zone projector, which is a device that can open portals and holes to and from the Phantom Zone. And if you don't even know what the Phantom Zone is, think of it like a prison-like parallel dimension. A dimension where Kryptonians and the other inhabitants of the universe throw all the worst people they can find and keep them there in a lawless, chaos-filled dimension. Full-on parallel universe. A giant prison. But as this one here starts to open up, we see a couple hands shoot out of the projector. Multiple. As it is revealed, a disgusting, grotesque beast shoots out of it. 3 bodies mangled into one new creature. As it starts to speak out and utter a phrase in some unknown language to us. And obviously just looking at the creature, it is no good. But this thing is very, very powerful. Moving over to the heart of Metropolis, though, we then see Jimmy Olsen trying to get a scoop for the Daily Planet as always, until we see Superman rocking by, questioning Jimmy about what he is doing. And eventually, as he helps Olsen down and starts to fly off through the city, in the middle of them talking, suddenly there is a giant crash to a building. Something moving so fast, even Superman can't get a proper read or look at it. So after setting Jimmy Olsen down, Superman flies away, seeing what he can do and what he can save. As he goes on to use his heat vision to laser all of the debris, he then tries to catch up to the flying creature, going on to say, "What can even do such massive damage at a speed even I am struggling to match?" But eventually he is able to barely catch up and stop this creature, as he goes on to get a good look at them and even recognizing what they used to be, saying, "I knew these men, or whatever is left of them. They were Phantom Zone prisoners, but now Frankenstein together, and judging by their screams, they are driven mad with pain. But they're not just any Phantom Zone prisoners, they are Kryptonians." Kryptonians meaning each individually they had the powers of Superman, but now Frankenstein together, they have that power multiplied by 3, as Superman himself is dragged down by the pure power of them, saying it's worse now, because with their power combined in their frenzy with berserker strength, 3 times his power, which of course Superman being as powerful as he is, imagine a creature with triple that. And this creature has Superman pinned underwater, crushing him, and it would have been like this if he didn't have help from the incoming and rescuing Supergirl, coming in to help defend her cousin and Metropolis. But of course, even with these now 2 iconic Kryptonians, Superman and Supergirl, they still might not even be enough to take on this threat. Because if this new combined being is 3 times Superman, then having 1 Superman and 1 Supergirl who is not fully on Superman's level isn't going to be enough. And as Superman and Supergirl continue to chase this creature off, they then make note of what it's been saying, as this entire time it has been spewing a phrase in whatever Kryptonian language they speak, with this creature keep repeating, "Kill us." Meaning the reason why it is attacking Superman and now Supergirl isn't because it wants to hurt them for whatever reason, it's because it knows that Superman or someone else strong like him can kill them. And Superman even goes on to note saying how because they want to die, they have nothing to lose. Meaning this creature, a creature with the strength 3 times of Superman, is fighting its heart out, as we even see evidence of this with it taking on both Superman and Supergirl, defeating them both. Because over the next hour, even though they did land some good hits on the creature, they are still getting the worst of it, the bulk of the beatdown. They are losing. And what makes this situation even worse for them is not only that they can't take the creature in a physical bout, but they're also fighting in a populated city. As Superman goes on to say that the creature thrashes wildly through Metropolis. Supergirl and I have to divide our attention between rescuing and attacking. Meanwhile, the creature doesn't have that disadvantage. And after taking another attack from the creature, Superman decides they need a new plan of attack, as keep attacking the creature this way will bring diminishing returns and even casualties if they aren't careful. And as he goes to talk to Jimmy Olsen, Superman says he does have a plan, but this plan, if it backfires, means that they're all dead. And so for him to enact this plan, he has to leave the battlefield for a while, leaving Supergirl alone to fight the creature and to survive, as Superman flies all the way from Metropolis to Ethiopia, because he keeps something here, something very important and precious hidden away from everything else. And the reasons why this is the perfect hiding spot for something, Superman goes on to say that this is a collection of boiling acid geysers, toxic vapors, and unbearable heat, cause what he is hiding away is kryptonite. But no, not green kryptonite, because green kryptonite only weakens the target. Red kryptonite can cause similar effects, but it is also temporary. The rarest and most unsettling type of kryptonite, with only 1 pure piece known to exist and whose effects are instant and permanent, is golden kryptonite. Because gold kryptonite, unlike green, gold kryptonite completely shuts down a Kryptonian's ability to process solar energy, with no hopes of reversal. So even with just a millisecond of accidental exposure, it could rob Supergirl or Superman of their powers permanently forever, which of course is what makes this entire process even more daunting, because Superman, just knowing it exists, puts knots into his stomach as he flies off with the canister at top speeds, racing back to Metropolis to use it against this creature. But as Superman flies back, hoping to get the drop on the creature to quickly expose it to the gold kryptonite, the creature, being quicker, having faster reflexes, is able to hit Superman before Superman lands an attack, dropping the canister of the kryptonite and sending him hurtling towards a bridge, destroying and starting to collapse the entire thing. And of course, not wanting any more casualties, Superman and Supergirl have to divert their attention from the creature to hold up the entire bridge. But there's a problem. Usually on any other given day, this would be a piece of cake, no sweat. But because they are tired from fighting a superior creature, their bodies are weakened as they can't hold this bridge, which probably weighs in the hundreds of thousands of tons range. And this is bad, not only because the people on the bridge might die, but the creature. Now having an open attack as Superman and Supergirl are distracted, it is looking very bad for the heroes. But fortunately enough, as the canister of golden kryptonite did fall out of Superman's hands, Jimmy Olsen is the one to pick it up. But the creature, still tunnel visioning on the Kryptonians, rushes straight for them, destroying the bridge even more as he grabs Superman, pounding him down. And Superman at this point is so out of it, so weakened. As Supergirl is trying to hold the bridge up, Superman goes on to say that he can't take another punch as the creature comes rushing forward towards him, ready to deliver the final strike. But before he is able to, a deafening pitch is heard all around as Jimmy Olsen uses his watch with a special frequency that only people with super hearing like the Kryptonians can hear. And of course, with this creature being 3 Kryptonians put together, it has 3 times the sensitive hearing, and this is painful for the creature as the creature now bull rushes towards Jimmy Olsen. But Jimmy is smart, as not only did he pick up the kryptonite, but he came up with a plan. Unfortunately for Jimmy Olsen, if he makes one wrong calculation, he is going to become a red mark on the floor, pasted by this creature. But as Jimmy Olsen opens the kryptonite container, it literally only takes a fraction of the second for the gold kryptonite to strip this creature of its powers, not only saving the day, but saving his own life. And so with this battle and threat finally neutralized, the Kryptonians now have to face a bigger question: how or where did it even come from? Because as Superman gathers all the other Kryptonian and super people from around the world at the Fortress of Solitude, including his son Jonathan Kent, the clone Superboy, and even Krypto the super dog, Superman now discusses his new plan to this team, how he is planning to go into the Phantom Zone himself to try and figure out what is going on. Because lately the Phantom Zone has been going through substantial changes, even developing its own geography, with its own cruel laws of physics, spawning threatening monsters. But now with this creature being the final straw, it is forcing Superman's hand, because something horrific is going on in there and he needs to know what. So he decides to go in himself, into the Phantom Zone, which is an entire pocket dimension supposed to be very hard to come out of if you don't already have a tether. And so with Superman going in, it is no telling what he could see or meet in there. And of course, Superman decides to go alone, because he says he needs all of the other super family to stay on this side, stay and watch for trouble, because there's no telling what horrors may spit out of the Phantom Zone next, and the world needs all the help it can get. And as we find out from Superman talking to Lois, even though he is putting on a brave front for the other people here, deep down he is actually quite frightened, spooked, because there's so little Superman knows about the Phantom Zone. How not only has he traveled all across space and time, but he has never came across a place so ominous, so disorienting. And how the people in there, Superman has put so many criminals, so many creatures, monsters in the Phantom Zone, that he knows he is walking into a place where his very presence and who he is hated. He will be undoubtedly threatened and fought against as soon as he goes in and enters. But of course, he wouldn't be Superman if he didn't at least try to figure out and fix this issue. And so with that, Superman finally gets ready to be sent in, as Supergirl uses the Phantom Zone projector to send him over, with Superman trying to give reassurance, saying he swears he won't stay long and that he is taking precautions. But as we do see, as soon as he is materialized over into the Phantom Zone, he has an entire group of people waiting for him. A group of people with the worst intentions possible, aiming to immediately attack and possibly destroy Superman with weapons from all across different universes. But of course, we will see what happens next time as this issue and video comes to a close. If you've enjoyed, leave a like or subscribe if you're new and enjoy this type of content. As always, this is the Hero Informer, and thank you for watching.